right, we have arrived.
And at some campgrounds, which they did do here, is a guy actually came out on his golf cart and took us to our spot. So the nice thing about that was that he just directed Chris in, and they tell you where they want you, kind of. And here it was pretty easy. There are a couple of factors to consider when you're setting up, and it depends on your RV, but for us it's always being able to have enough room for our slide, because our slide is
It's pretty big, yeah. It's a full 3-foot deep slide, so you gotta have some room for that.
And you want to make sure that your hookups are going to fit. You want to make sure if you have a fifth wheel like us that you have room to park your vehicle. So you don't want to put it in the middle of your spot and then you can't park in front or behind. And the first thing we do is try to, so those are all the considerations. This is going to be a little bit more hectic. It always is. Tearing down is the easy part. Setting up is always because you're trying to make decisions on the fly. So we're going to do our best here. So our first step then is to get to detach the fifth wheel. So I'm just extending this and then Chris is going to finish it here. You think that's far enough?
Yes.
All right. And Chris is just going to do that bottom part again, just like he did when we were tearing down. Now we are in Oklahoma City. What was the name of the campground?
Council Road.
Council Road RV Park. And it was interesting. As soon as when we checked in, the lady showed us the storm shelter, which I think that is popular. You know, you get to these kind of areas and they show it to you no matter what. And she said, you hear the sirens, you go. So, not that they're expecting anything, but they get you prepared, which is nice and comforting. Okay, once Chris gets those level and in place the way he wants them, then I need to take the weight off of the truck. You ready for me, Chris? So I'm gonna keep extending. Those feet are gonna grab.
Meanwhile, I take the power plug out of the truck.
This is unhooking the power.
Chucks in the wheels.
Okay, now I think I've done this about far enough.
Undo this pin. Take out the emergency cord. And then this goes up. Yeah. Usually, so this goes up and then you have to pull it towards you. And I would say 9 times out of 10, it's stuck. So you basically have to take the pressure off of it. So you fire up the truck, you put it in reverse, and you go back just a little bit, and that takes the pressure of the pin basically off the jaws of the hitch. And then we'll be able to slide this out. Back up a real little bit, that does the trick every time.
Okay, once detached, now I have to level it using my same button. Good? Alright, sure. First up is plugging in the power cord.
We'll get the water line out.
Water line's down in there.
Yep. We had one of these one time before. Oh,
What?
see the frog?
Oh my gosh.
And he blend right in. We got a little friend down there. All right.
And now we just have to bring everything in from the truck. Unlock that door, put your steps down. Okay. First thing you want to do is make sure you put your air on. Chris already did it. And it's time to put the slide out. Okay, and that just about does it. The one thing we didn't get to show you was our spot was level, and that does happen occasionally. But if not, then you have to level your, from left to right, you need to level your RV. So for us, we just have blocks that we use, and we just pull up on them as we need to. Now it's just a matter of putting those floor vents back in and then unstrapping everything, pretty much undoing the few inside things that we had done to pack up.
To wander